everybody just calm down. Just simmer down now. Anybody remember that one? SNL, 90s. Good bit. Simmer down now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get too hasty, but let's also freak out. So the latest Silksong development has just dropped. The latest chapter in this epic saga has released, and yes, it is another Steam page update. Okay, we've had a couple of those. Here's the thing, though. This one is really kind of major, and we also cannot help but look at these changes in the context of the greater gaming landscape. But let's focus on the details first. It seems that the Steam store page... Okay, so for one, it seems that they are finalizing the achievements and even translating the names of the achievements to various languages. And it seems that generally that's not really something that you do until a game is, getting close to done. I don't have a lot of personal experience here, but it's what it sounds like, and logically it does make sense. You gotta have a pretty good idea of the game and how it's gonna be before you finalize the achievements and translate them all. Like, you gotta pay to have that done. So, okay. So there's a good one right there. And then another one has to do with depots. This is not something I've ever heard of, but it seems that a depot is a logical grouping of files which are all delivered to a customer as a single group, which is then downloaded and mounted on their local drive. Basically, it seems to just be something to do with downloading files, the files that make up a video game. When you purchase it and you download it, how it goes onto your hard drive. What's the point? Well, the actual point is these depots have not changed since 2019 when the game was first announced. So this is not that's another one. It's not small. It's not a small change. It's actually a pretty big change. And so here's the thing. Here's the thing. All by itself, this is exciting. And yes, this absolutely could mean that a release is coming. But on the other hand, you can't let your hype cloud your judgment. Sure, it could mean something, or it could not mean something. Absolutely. We've been through this before. But again, what's happening in the greater gaming landscape right now? Well, the Switch 2 is about to launch. And so I cannot help but imagine a world where they shadow drop the game on the day that the big, new, highly anticipated Nintendo console releases. I don't know. You'd get a lot of media attention, it'd be a big thing. And I think even for people getting Switch 2s, it would add to the hype. Let's just say it would really add to the hype of the day, of the event. But even if that doesn't happen, even if it doesn't launch on the day the Switch 2 launches, Summer Game Fest is the next day. Like the new E3, basically like the day in the whole year where you're going to get the highest amount of video game industry reveals and announcements and new. It's Christmas. The next best thing would probably be the Game Awards way in December, but this is the big one. This really is the big E3 replacement. Not every company is going to be there. It's not quite the way it used to be when everyone was there, but at the same time, it is a big deal. There are going to be many, many, many big, crazy, AAA, huge game companies and releases. It's going to be a big thing. So, again, that sure would be an interesting day to release to shadow drop Silksong, and it is dangerous. It is irresponsible. It's reckless to even entertain the idea of a shadow drop, because in a way, that is just getting your hopes up. Like you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, maybe more realistically, they'll give us a new trailer and they'll give us a solid release date for like August or so. I don't know. But man, I can't let go of the idea. I can't let go of the idea of a shadow drop, and it's because I really do honestly think at this point, it's I don't want to say it's the only option, but it kind of feels that way. It kind of does. The game has been in development for so long. Fans are just losing their minds. It's been so long without any major developments. So like at this point, giving us a regular old trailer and giving us a regular old release date, I don't know, there'd be something about it. Would be great. Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be awesome. Everybody would be very happy if they gave us a definitive, well, we could imagine, they could say it was a definitive date. That would be exciting. And we would go through the whole regular old process, the hype process of leading up to it, and it's all great, and then it launches and it's great. But like, it's been so long and they have been so silent about it. Let's just say if I were them, a shadow drop would be the only option, you know, because it's the funniest. I think that's it. I think it's just, it would be the funniest, and it would be the most interesting. And it's not like it would be unprecedented. You know, you look at a AAA company, they're not going to shadow drop something. That's not really how it, I mean, the closest you get is like, you know, Metroid Prime remaster. Like, I guess that was that was pretty surprising, but that was like a re-release. But you're talking like a brand new game, a brand new, hotly anticipated game. A bigger company is not going to do this, but we see indie companies do this. You know, just watch a Nintendo, like an indie world showcase. We get shadow drops, even like kind of major shadow drops. I don't know, not all the time, but it happens. It's absolutely possible. So like, yeah, Silksong is very hotly anticipated, but it's not like, it's not a big AAA company releasing a big expensive AAA game. They can do whatever they want. They can release it whenever they want. And so the idea of the shadow drop, it just feels too right. And we've had all of these indications that something is coming. There was the whole cake thing, and that kind of materialized as like a little tiny clip in the Nintendo Direct, and it was ridiculous, and it just said it was coming this year. But like, that was funny. It seems to be part of the joke. You could argue that Team Cherry's silence has overall probably not been good. It's I don't know, not really healthy, but like, I don't know. They're rolling with the joke. They've committed to the bit. They've given us every indication now that like they are committed to this bit. So like, what's the payoff for this bit? There is only one payoff, and it's a shadow drop. And if you're gonna do it, why would you not do it the day the Switch 2 launches, or the day of Summer Game Fest, you know? Why would you not? Maybe it'll, yeah, if it's during Summer Game Fest, like maybe they'll even have a trailer, an announcement trailer with a drop date. They're not a huge company. I don't know what their marketing budget is. I know that like spots during Summer Game Fest are expensive. I wouldn't want them to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever on a little teaser, but like, maybe they don't need that. Maybe they'll just release it that day. I don't really know. But like, yeah, we cannot get our hopes up. It would be irresponsible to. And yet, it just feels right. It really honestly feels likely. I shouldn't say this, but it feels likely that Silksong is going to shadow drop in the next couple days. If I had to guess between Switch 2 and Summer Game Fest, I don't know, actually. I think originally my gut was saying Summer Game Fest, but like, I don't know. The launch of a new system. People playing Silksong on their Switch 2s, like, that's fun. That's exciting. So I don't know, I guess it's not really worth speculating too much about the specifics, but I don't know. Don't get your hopes up, everyone. But also, maybe get your hopes up. It's, you know, you can do whatever you want. You're allowed to do whatever you want with your own brain. People could, in theory, be playing Silksong in a couple days. So I'm just saying. Or, you know, like, not. or not. Or this all comes and goes, and we get no indication whatsoever that it's coming, ever. And, I mean, I guess... I'm not gonna lie, that would be a natural continuation of the bit. I don't know how you can... I don't know how many times you can return to this gag before it stops being funny, but, yeah, I don't know. Peace be with you, Silksong fans. I'm rooting for you. Take a deep breath. Just keep breathing.